What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups, check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. From the gun, Jones. Throw left side on target to Thielen. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. They are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. The toss out to Barkley, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play, and that's going to make it 2nd and 14. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Here's a give to Barkley. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Good move by T.Y. Hilton. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. He gets a good chunk of yards there, 8 all told, but they're still looking at a 4th down. Now Gostkowski will come on to try a field goal. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Now this offense about ready to take over again. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Alec Ogletree. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way.
And he will take it all in for a giant touchdown. Saquon Barkley, his 21st touchdown of the season. And the Giants add on to their lead. And his kick is good. Gostkowski now out to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. On play action, they'll throw out to his left, and his throw is going to be incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll drop the throw. Look into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 47, and his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. They begin with a run by Barkley. Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
A handoff to Barkley. Finds a seam inside the 40. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Saquon Barkley, touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Giants are able to grow their lead. And this is becoming quite the half he's had here.
Remember in our pregame meetings, they talked about wanting to run the football and staying with it? Well, when you're scoring this many touchdowns, there's no reason to go away from it, is there? They are off to a fantastic start. They hope it continues.
3 already for him. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So out now comes the offense back onto the field. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive. But they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. You've been around me.
And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Alec Ogletree in there to drop him. And it'll be a loss of about 8. He'll drop to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off around the 27. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Giants touchdown. So that's now 3 first-half interceptions, and that last one even costlier as it's returned for 6 points. So as a quarterback, how do you regain your focus?
Well, QB 101 says you never show them that you're sweating. Still act like you're the guy that you've thrown 6 touchdown passes, not 3 interceptions. But he's human. He's got to face up to his teammates. He's got to own up to that. See if he can brace up and also not look over his shoulder and see his backup starting to warm up. It's going to be a tough one for him.
And here now the offense heading back out there. And they gave up the pick 6, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up. But you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful because those defensive guys.
And he'll be wrapped up around the waist and pushed down. Dalvin Tomlinson with a great push up front. He picks up the sack and a loss of 8. He'll look to throw. And a hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They're going to look to throw. Drops it off for Chubb. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. 4 yards on the pickup. And it'll be 4th down. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Giants are going to take over in great field position. Now Saquon Barkley. He's to the 10, and finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up first and goal.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Now it's Ryan. And he will score. Touchdown, Giants. Matt Ryan, his second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Giants just continue to pour it on. And oh, he takes off with it. It's a fake. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Gostkowski now out to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now back out comes the offense. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold
But he
up.
trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the wild bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to East Rutherford, but first this timeout. They go with Chubb on 2nd down. Powerful running. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
All right, now look at 56.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Forced out to his left. And a loose football. But thankfully, this is corralled by the offense, so they will, in fact, hold on to the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. And that one goes incomplete. They tried something out of the bag of tricks, but it's incomplete, and now 2nd down. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position. Couldn't hold on. 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here, because they did incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock, because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
They'll look to throw here. And, they almost had another one. They are all over the football in this game. Nearly another pick. Now 4th down. The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. Back to throw. Lets it fly for Thielen. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. Touchdown. Adam Thielen, his 4th touchdown on the year. And his guys are able to at least knock this deficit down a bit. Extra point splits the uprights. And they get a bit of a respite here from what's been an otherwise dreadful first half of football. And this is going to be covered up by the Giants. A second quarter onside kick there that failed. Is that something that maybe they had dialed up before this game started?
It feels like it, doesn't it? That they thought they had the right situation, you know, and the right approach in going after it. Also may signal that they feel like they have the superior team, that they can try these sorts of things and it won't come back and hurt them later.
A handoff, Barkley running left. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. The tackle there by Patrick Peterson. Wasn't able to get anything, no gain. Fumbled once already. Maybe he's being a little careful. Not necessarily on that play, but I'm sure that's in his mind somewhere.
Oh, without a doubt, because protecting the football is job one for anyone who's carrying it. And that's exactly what he tried to do on that play, but it didn't gain him any yardage.
And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Just a couple there on the second down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Get up! Check 88. Check 88. 21. Ready, set up. Right 25. Watch out, watch out, watch out. 39. Switch. Let's go.
Final play of the half. It's Ryan. Flush to his right. He's got Lockett. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. This will be taken in at the 1. Now a hit and a loose football. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
Now I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not their friend.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college where he used to name the sideline Sammy sideline, and use him well.
10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Alec Ogletree in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Lets it fly for Thielen. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Lets it fly for Thielen. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They're going to try and throw. He sets to fire deep. And they will not be able to hook hook up there. It's incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Giants are going to take over in great field position. Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the third quarter. They'll throw on first down with Ryan. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10, it's Ryan again. He's so caught right around the 6. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Flushed out right. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So 2nd and goal, and standing by himself in the backfield, Barkley.
Hey. 4 down.
They'll come out in the pistol. Ryan will throw again. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Offensively, when you see cover 2, the thought has to go through the quarterback's head. Drive the football when making throws. It's not just the deep guys covering. It's the guys underneath you have to be careful of. Drive your throw. Otherwise, you see what results? Interceptions.
Back to throw now in his own end zone. Sharp's got it left side. And he's able to get this across the 10 before being taken down. They needed some breathing room. He gave it to him. 11 yards and a first down.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage. The drag route can be effective when it's run well.
This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Teron Johnson able to pick it, and his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Let's go. Left. 22.
They go play action with Ryan. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Eric Reed. And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down. From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw now on 1st down. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Alec Ogletree. tree. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Again, it's Barkley. Got some real estate inside the 30. Touchdown, Giants! Saquon Barkley with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And thanks to the interception, the Giants offense cashes in with 6. And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the second extra point he's missed so far. Gostkowski now out to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now this offense ready to head back out there. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half. Not too.
And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Dalvin Tomlinson in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 35. And what a big-time play there. 51 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. A gain of 4 on the play, and all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. Back to throw here. And this is going to be incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. Now back to throw. The open man is Shark. It's complete. And down inside the 15 he goes. 4th down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
They're going to look to throw. And that will not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time is The offense on 3rd down, just 1 conversion and 8 tries. Not good. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll drop the throw. Steps away to his left. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And the Giants are going to get the football back. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I we enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it #1 for what we've seen this season.
It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and they're going to have a 3rd down. Now a toss right to Barkley. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
Hey, we got 3, 3 to 21.
They'll run for it with Barkley. And this doesn't end well at all as they stop him far behind the line to gain. The Giants go on 4th but come up empty. And the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. He'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line.
Let's talk a little football 101 here because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
Oh, partner, that play brought back memories. Watching them string it out, letting the runner get all the way to the sideline area, but not letting him get out of bounds. They formed that picket fence and didn't allow him through.
Not only that, got him for a loss as well here. And one of the reasons they lead in the 4th quarter, plays like that.
Yeah, it took a little more time off the clock, making him do it that way, didn't they?
A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. This is caught. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. DJ Chark hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And his guys are able to get a score back. And oh, it's no good on the PAT. So they can't add on here. And our score is going to stay right where it is. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this is going to be covered up by the Giants. Fighting through. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all three still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Barkley breaks a tackle. There he goes inside the 30 and all the way down to the 25-yard line. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. Time for a break. This one all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. They keep it with Barkley on 1st down. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
So, Brandon, when this offense gathers together to watch tape for this game, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves until the coaches get upset about the play we just saw. But you know their defense is going to be. But we put up big points all game long. The defense is going to win one every now and then. I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
On 3rd down, Barkley. He will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Trying to bust out of that losing funk, and these fans have to like this. And, all right, fellas, this is more like it.
And I know that if this holds up after the game, they're going to give the fans a lot of credit being at home, getting the support.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. Try to drop one in, but it's incomplete.
Partner, that type of a lead, and they're going to fake it from the 15 to try and pick up a 2-point play instead of kicking it through the post. Come on, man. Put that in mothballs. Come on.
What?
Come on. Don't do that.
Put that in mothballs?
Yeah, preserve that for it. That's an ancient relic, faking it. I can understand you want to rub it in a little. You fake it when you snapped it from the 3. But from the 15... mothball that bad boy, just like my grandmother had.
Yeah,
in her attic, the stuff she used to preserve.
Did the same. It smelled terrible. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak. Not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, 3rd down. Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. This offense so far on 3rd down, just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. This is 3rd and 11. He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down. Definitely desperation time. This just looks like, hey, throw it down there. Hope that your guy can make a play.
You want him to make a play, but if not, maybe you get a pass interference call. And you know in the NFL, that's a spot foul. You get all that yardage. That would be a big play.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. He's going to let it fly. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
Tell the truth, partner. You didn't think he was coming down with that one, did you? Come on, tell me the truth.
No, I didn't. I'll tell you what, though. A one-handed grab with that length, and that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
And, can you believe it? He misses another one, his third so far. So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. And this is going to be covered up by the Giants. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Running left, it's Barkley. And he's able to get this one down to about the 40. Eli Apple up from his corner spot to make the play. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run with Barkley. And he's got room. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Matt Ryan now breaks the huddle. His guys will go for 2. To throw is Ryan. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for. Gostkowski now out to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 46. And that will write a finish to this ball game. Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Giants, they do get the victory here in the season finale, but it was altogether a disappointing season as they wind up at
Oh.